I've been a real estate investor for 17 years.
I've never owned a home. Most people know more than I do about real estate.
We're taking advantage of this moment. If you do this and are consistent with it and do everything I tell you, you will be successful. I'm a real estate investor. I'm sharing everything I know about Subject to in a way that complete beginners understand. This guy is John Pratt, our fearless novice, diving headfirst into the world of Subject to real estate deals. Watch as I start him on the path. I'm your guide, Kyle Kargas, and this is Subject to Real Estate Secrets, the path from moron to millionaire. Welcome to Subject to Real Estate Secrets, the path from moron to millionaire. If you're new here, a real estate subject to deal lets you take over a seller's mortgage payment so they can leave the property that they cannot afford and you get ownership without a bank. My name is Kyle Kargas. I'm going to be your guide, your real estate, quote, expert, because I've done it before.
Yeah.
And this is John Pratt. John, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Glad we're doing this. This is a long time coming, and I'm excited to be here.
Exactly. For everyone watching, the quick summary of what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Who am I? Who are you?
Yeah.
What's going on? Why should they even watch this episode? Right? That's what we're going to be going over right now.
Okay.
Okay. So quickly for me, my name is Kyle Kargas. I've been a real estate investor for 17 years. We've known each other for a while.
Yeah.
In fact, you knew me before all of that.
Yeah.
Okay. However, over those 17 years, right, I have gone from starting to learn how to invest in real estate traditionally through banks only, right? Trying to buy rental properties. It was going to take a really long time. Then I transitioned over to house flipping, right? Hiring different coaches along the way, adjusting what I'm doing, and honestly, mostly failing for lots of years with little successes. And then flipping really took off and we made a lot of money and did well doing that. Then came the COVID, basically, right? Real estate market went up really high. It started correcting. I'm always looking to add things to my tool belt, and that's when I added subject to into my tool belt.
I remember that. Yeah.
Okay. So, and then since then, we do a ton of subject to deals, right? 5 or 6 a month or more, right?
That's
on
crazy.
subject to. So you can see it's not just our first go around, right? So that's my experience, right? I've learned a little bit all along the way. Maybe that's why people hopefully will listen to what I have to say. And more importantly, hopefully you'll listen to what I have to say.
I'm committed to.
You're committed, right?
So, yeah.
Because John, what are we actually doing here?
So from moron to millionaire path in real estate, in sub 2 specifically, that's why I'm here. So I've made money in content creation. I started a new business just recently, very recently, changing that model into more of an agency so that I can do like more of the administrative work and get people to do more of the important work, but like the editing and stuff that I'm not stellar at. So I'm building that business.
Finding what you're good at.
Yeah. And I've been in content forever. Like I was working with an AI company that creates content. Did that for a while. I'm no longer doing that. So I'm focused on me now. And something I've always wanted to do ever since reading Rich Dad Poor Dad, like 5 years ago, is to invest in real estate. I know that generationally, real estate is super important statistically in terms of like generational wealth and lasting family impact.
Right.
So it's been on my radar for a long time. Now I have the time, or I'm taking the time to do that. So that's why this is important to me. I can go way deeper than that in future episodes, but
understood. And I think what's most important for anybody else to understand, right, is they're probably sitting in that same boat. They want real estate to do the same thing for them. And I've seen other videos where they've done these, quote, 0 to hero type of challenge, right? But it's the expert that pretends that they don't know anything and they form an LLC and they do all the basic stuff, right? Again.
But they know already.
And so there's a huge benefit still. And when they jump on the phone calling what they say, etc., and it's like, well, of course they got that done really fast.
Yeah.
Right? And so we're doing it from the perspective of You have never done real estate before.
Yeah.
Have you ever owned a home?
I've never owned a home.
You've never owned a home, right? The very little that you've probably learned is because you now have done some work for me, which is, yes, we've known each other for a while.
Yeah.
But on my
Personally.
personally for a while, but professionally just a year or two.
Yeah.
And it's been on the YouTube video, so you've now seen my YouTube video. So
Yeah.
that's the only knowledge.
Yeah. What I know about real estate, or what I think I know about real estate, is your channel, right? A few other channels I've seen here and there.
Right.
Just poking around YouTube. That's about it.
Which is actually the people watching
Yeah.
probably know a lot more than what you do about real estate.
Yes, most people know more than I do about real estate.
Right. So how exciting. We're taking advantage of this moment right now, and we're going to show you. I'm going to be the guide.
Yeah.
I'm going to guide you. You are going to do everything.
Yes.
And I'm going to guide you from Moron.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. I am the resident real estate moron here. Yes.
Right? To millionaire, right? To success, to actually having deals.
Yeah.
So that is exactly what we're doing here. So John, thank you so much for coming on here.
I am
Okay?
I am the guinea pig. You teach me whatever and I'll just go do it. Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
So that's the gist of who I am, who you are,
Yeah.
what we're doing here. Okay. And every episode, I'm going to give you, just so you know, I'm going to give you homework to go and do. We're going to try to record a whole lot of that so they can also see what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
But in the episode, you're going to come back and report. And you're going to say, this is exactly what we did. This is what we accomplished, etc. And they could do it along with you.
Yeah.
Right? And they can visually see, hey, I can do that too. That's the point of all this. But a couple important things
Sure.
to kind of get this initial going. One, what is sub 2? I know I quickly rattled off a one-liner there, right?
Mhm.
But subject to, right, is buying a real estate property.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm the buyer, you're the seller, I'm buying the property that you own. It's becoming in my name. I'm the owner.
Yes.
Okay? But you have a mortgage on it, and we're going to keep that mortgage in place.
So you're buying my mortgage. You take my mortgage.
So
you take responsibility.
I'm going to be adding me to taking over your mortgage. Your name is not going to come off of that mortgage.
Yeah.
Okay? Because that's the only way to keep it in place without assuming. We are not assuming the loan.
Yeah.
Okay?
From what I understand, that takes way too long, and banks have no incentive to even care about.
Exactly. And as an LLC, the banks won't even allow an LLC to assume the loan and take over that. Okay?
So my agreement with whoever owns my mortgage
in place.
Okay.
Your agreement with the bank stays in place. You kind of become more of a lender type of, or co-signer in a way. You're still on the hook.
Yes.
I am just also additionally on the hook because we signed new paperwork that we are now also responsible for that payment, and we will be the ones making said payment, okay? So that's the gist of what subject 2 is, guys. It's that simple.
Mm-hmm.
Buying property, they're 2 separate documents, ownership and the mortgage.
Yeah.
The ownership is changing, the mortgage, we are just adding us with additional paperwork, okay?
Got it.
So that's a summary, a snapshot. We'll go more into it because I'm sure you and other people, sometimes it takes repetition, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I bring that up because that is what we're targeting in this series, in this podcast.
The strategy-wise, that's what we're targeting. Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
We will be doing direct to agent. So that will be who you're going to be trying to talk to get deals.
Okay.
And you'll be we're going to be filtering for deals that should fit the subject to mold.
Okay.
Okay? Not necessarily for another example of what we're not doing would be finding low cash deals for a house flipper.
If deals come up, do we ignore them? If they're not sub 2, do we ignore them?
So, no. We won't pass on opportunities. So every opportunity you try to maximize. So we will teach you, right? So hang on with me.
We're already getting over my head.
I fully understand that. But as the deals come in, right, I will help you analyze and you will know what to do with the property. Okay. But most of them should be subject to deals because that's what we're filtering for.
Yeah, it's optimized.
It's what we're targeting and optimizing for. Okay. So now everyone's on the same page of what we're doing.
Okay.
Okay. And that is what subject 2 is. Now, so John.
Yeah.
The last thing I want to make sure we touch on.
Yes.
Okay. Before we move on to future and other things in other episodes is I also wanted to do this with you specifically for a reason and because of this, and it's called mindset. Okay. Most people So those listening might have to go work on this first before they even can implement most of what we're going to be talking about.
Yeah.
Okay? And that's mindset. You have to, one, you have to be able to get to a point in your mind where you have the chance to be successful with this. And then there's the endure and keep that mindset going.
Yes.
Okay? So with you, just knowing you personally, right, and professionally, I have seen this baseline of mindset. So you have already arrived to a baseline mindset. Okay? And if you haven't, those watching,
I could tell them how I think I did it.
Okay.
So I'm scrolling, like a lot of us, I'm scrolling social anyway.
Okay.
I'm doing that anyway. So instead of trying to fight it, I hijack it, right? So I follow the accounts, or I start clicking on or engaging with whatever the accounts that I want to brainwash myself to think like.
Okay,
Does that make
align
sense?
with that type of thinking.
Yes. Yes. So mindset, I call it brainwashing myself.
Okay.
So I'm melting my brain anyway on social. I might as well melt it into a mold that is useful.
Right.
So that's what I do when I want to. It sounds ridiculous, but that's what I do.
It's super smart.
Okay.
That's part of molding who you are and who you become.
Yeah.
Everything you consume
Yeah.
is adjusting and changing your perception
Yeah.
and your thoughts, right?
Yeah.
So absolutely.
So content like this.
Content just like this. Hopefully,
And I'm not
everyone
saying it as a
watching-
pitch, but this doesn't exist.
Right.
This doesn't exist.
Exactly.
Nothing like this.
This is
Yeah,
a new
yeah,
thing of
okay.
content that hopefully everyone
Yeah.
watching here is actually becoming more like that molded
Yeah.
person that they want to be, that
Yeah.
you want to
Yeah.
be, right?
Exactly.
So that is, I 100% agree with you that I think that is what is those type of decisions,
Yeah.
right, is what has brought you to this baseline of you are a go-getter, you want to do the work, etc., right? Versus we all know other people where it's like, yeah, they might just say something, but they really never go and accomplish anything and get anything done.
Yeah.
And all they do is complain, right?
Yeah.
So you kind of get what you create. Okay. So if you need to work on that, if you're a viewer, go do that first
Yeah.
and get yourself to this point where you feel not necessarily confident, because sometimes that confidence comes with practice and knowledge of doing the things, but at least positive. Okay, being positive and being more of a go-getter. Okay,
Yeah. And they might have to watch this series twice.
Absolutely.
Just to what I call, again, brainwashing. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Brainwashing
Especially
themselves.
in this episode, even, right? Even this specific episode, if you
Yeah.
need to hear this, go
Yeah,
work on your mindset.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. So I don't need you to necessarily do that part,
'Kay.
the first part. This is what I need you to do with your
Okay,
mindset, John.
okay.
This is not going to be easy. Okay. This is going to take every day you have to work at this. And you do, and I promise you, and no one ever does wake up every day feeling like $1 million, feeling like they're going to go out and conquer the world. At some point, there's going to be a day you don't want to, or you're making calls, or however we decide to get you leads, okay, where you will get discouraged, etc. And your baseline will not be enough.
Yes.
Okay. Do you understand that?
Definitely. So I'll try not to rely on my motivation in the first place, by the way. I'll try to rely on my knowledge and discipline and just habits, because motivation that goes up and down.
Yeah.
But I can't go up and I'm 37. There's no time to go up and down.
Okay,
But,
yes. So you're correct.
Yeah.
However, so you want to still harness that motivation.
Okay.
Okay. So yes, you got knowledge and all this, but what I'm saying is your baseline motivation will not be enough.
Got it.
Okay. So harness it, but it will come short. You have to be adding to the pot. Okay. So whether it be social media or podcasts like this or other books like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, etc. What I need you to commit to is every day, and write this down. We have our notebooks for a reason, right? I'm going to be taking notes on a lot of your answers in these episodes. And when I give you homework, right? And as I do this, that's why we gave you the notebook, right? So I want a minimum of 15 minutes, ideally 30, every single day.
On mindset specifically.
On mindset specifically. Whether it be a book, and I don't want it random.
No.
I want you to think about it, decide on what book, what podcast, what whatever, and have that to you every day so you are filling the pot, right? Adding to your motivation. Okay? So it's okay that you wake up lower because you just added it and now you are feeling more motivated. If you wake up better, you're going to 10x that day. Right? By adding in this motivation.
Because if I wake up not needing it, I still get it. Doesn't matter.
You get it no matter
Yeah,
what.
okay.
And it's amplified.
Okay.
Okay. And so this is where you can't control what you can't control,
Yeah.
but you can control what you can,
Yes.
right? Both sides work. So you can't stop yourself from necessarily waking up subpar one day, but what you can do is your actions that day, and
Yeah.
which is the motivation.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is your very first homework assignment, John.
Yes. Yeah, I used to be of the opinion before we've been talking about the show and right now that I can like unlock a certain level. Everyone uses that word, unlock.
Right.
Unlock a certain level of like mindset. And then I don't have to maintain that. But what I'm learning these last like right now is okay, I can eat lunch, but I still gonna eat lunch the next day. Like it's not something, oh, I unlocked lunch, now I have to don't eat lunch anymore.
Right.
But like if I can't unlock, you gotta maintain it.
You have to
That
maintain.
level of
Yep.
mindset.
And staying on your example, right, with food is you need constant nourishment every day, depending on what you did the day before or outside of your control. You might wake up hungrier one day than the other. You still have some substance in your body.
Yeah.
And you know you have to still eat to add, right? So when you walk around and you're around different types of people, right? When you're around a negative person or a positive person, you get different vibes.
Yeah.
You're still, but you get to choose. Are you going to eat junk food or are you going to eat something healthy?
Yeah.
Are you going to eat something that fuels that body
Yeah.
or not? Same thing. You need to, every day, you need to be choosing, and that's your homework, to add this motivation in. Okay? So that would be super critical. If you don't do this, John, you will fail.
Okay.
There's nobody on here that wants you to fail, John.
Right.
I can't make you succeed in this. Nobody can. If someone's ever hired a coach, sorry, the coach can just guide you.
Yeah. They're not gonna do it for you.
And you're not hiring me. I'm not a coach.
Yeah.
I'm literally just going to guide you. This all relies on you taking action and doing this. But I promise you, if you do this and are consistent with it and do everything I tell you, you will be successful if you do it. We will not stop. As long as you're doing, that's my commitment to you. As long as you do everything I tell you, I will not give up on you, and we will help you get real estate deals.
Roger that.
Perfect.
I'm excited, man.
Awesome. So, don't stop here, guys. Watch the next episode.